and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, we'll have tips on how to deal with the extremely dangerous cold conditions that are quickly coming our way. Plus, the state will finally be seeing some relief to what officials are calling a public defense crisis. And all classes were canceled yesterday at Mount Blue, and evacuations were necessary after a threat came through the system. Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Let's get a first check of that very chilly forecast coming our way. Devin Biggs joins us now.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Century 21 Queen City Real Estate, serving the area for over 70 years. Experience matters. Alrighty, here we go this morning. So low temperatures have been rather chilly out there. We've had some spots hitting close to zero, if not below zero, especially further off towards the north. And we have some dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills that will be on the way as we head towards Friday night and even into Saturday. Because of that, we do have wind chill watches in effect until 7 p.m. for your Saturday. Gale watches in effect along the coast until Saturday morning as well. Both of these as a result of the wind, but it feels like temperature with the wind chill watch could hit 60 to 50 below in a few areas, especially as we head towards Friday night into parts of Saturday morning. For now, we're pretty quiet out there and still comfortable out there at this point, at least whatever comfortableness we can get with the cooler temperatures out there. But otherwise, we have a few clouds that have been passing through. And really the bigger pictures, though, will show a few passing clouds. But otherwise, a lot of sunshine with a lot of the action that's currently passing by toward our south at this point. So we'll stay dry out there today with a few passing clouds, and that'll be about it. Futurecast for today showing those clouds from time to time. Will be partly cloudy today with a few clouds again tonight, and more clouds on the way for the daytime tomorrow. The early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds during the afternoon. Temperatures close to 20 degrees. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Mainers are taking steps to keep themselves warm before an Arctic blast hits the region. Our Matthew Duroncic has more.
Temperatures in the region are expected to drop well below zero this weekend, with the wind chill making it feel even colder. Doc Goodwin, president of Maine Veterans Project, says that he's seeing an exponential increase in the amount of help needed among the veteran population during the colder months.
To date, we have supplied roughly 2,000 gallons per season. Last season, Maine Veterans Project hit an unprecedented 6,200 gallons of heating fuel. As of right now, Maine Veterans Project has over 100 heating fuel tickets out for close to 12,000 gallons of heating fuel.
Goodwin says his group set up a partnership with R.H. Foster 3 years ago to help make sure veterans stay warm during the winter. Since its inception, this program has helped fuel more than 120 veteran homes.
We're starting to notice people that are a little higher on the income food chain starting to reach out as well. And we see that there's a ripple effect with everything being more expensive. And unfortunately, some of these utilities need to fall to the wayside when you have to choose insurance, food, mortgages, taxes.
Heading into the next few days, fire departments are asking people to bundle up and stay put if you can.
With extreme cold weather like this, hypothermia and frostbite can really set in a matter of minutes. We urge people just to stay home. If you don't have to travel, we ask that they please don't. Your best bet is to stay home where you're safe.
Residents in the region are already making plans on how to conquer the upcoming Arctic conditions.
Layering up, wearing more layers, staying inside.
Just stay home, bundle up, put a fire on, watch movies, bake cookies.
Staying in the most sunniest part of my house, piling on blankets, sweatshirts, sweaters, hats, and just hanging out with my pets.
In Bangor, Matthew Duroncic reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
An important note for Bangor residents, there is a downtown parking ban in effect from 11 p.m. through 6 a.m. each night this week through Friday morning. The purpose is to allow for snow management and removal operations. During a downtown parking ban, vehicles may not be parked on city streets in the downtown parking management district. Vehicles left on the street during a parking ban may be ticketed and towed at the owner's expense. Don't forget, there is also a seasonal parking ban on city streets outside of the downtown parking management district between the hours of 12, which is midnight, and 6 a.m. through March 31st of this year. Vehicles left on the street during overnight hours may be ticketed and towed, like we said. All classes on Mount Blue campus were canceled yesterday out of an abundance of caution after multiple threats were made. A bomb threat forced students and faculty to evacuate Mount Blue High School and other campus buildings. In a Facebook post, Superintendent Christian Elkington, says they take all threats seriously. Following the bomb threat and evacuation efforts, state police conducted a thorough search of campus and did not discover any explosive materials. Around 2:30 Monday afternoon, administrators learned that a student had made a separate comment on social media about shooting up Mount Blue campus. He says Farmington police charged a student in connection to the threat. Neither threat, though, was determined to be credible. In his post, Superintendent Elkington said, in part, quote, "Our world is already a difficult place, and students, staff, and families of RSU 9 do not deserve added difficulties such as this. Because of the seriousness of both of these matters, I decided there was too much left unanswered to have class at Mount Blue campus today," which was yesterday. "We needed to make sure that we had crossed all our T's and dotted all our I's for students and staff to return safely. Please know that additional safeguards have been put into place, which will help create a safer, more secure campus at MBC. School is scheduled throughout RSU 9 tomorrow, which is today." The Maine Public Utilities Commission has issued a decision allowing Northern Maine renewable energy projects to move forward. In November, the Commission issued a conditional approval while it explored options to offset the cost of 2 projects in Northern Maine for state ratepayers. Since then, Massachusetts has offered to be a 40% partner with Maine in the project. The Commission says the average cost for a residential customer would now be about $1 a month, and it could be reduced further if additional partners participate in the project. Dan Burgess, director of the Governor's Energy Office, says, quote, "With Maine households and businesses facing high energy costs due to New England's over-reliance on expensive imported natural gas to generate our electricity, these projects are poised to deliver new renewable energy to the region that will reduce our dependence on volatile fossil fuels and deliver significant new job and economic opportunities to communities in northern Maine." Last week, Maine's Judiciary Committee voted unanimously to approve additional funding to provide attorneys for low-income criminal defendants. Devin Dagnall met with officials to learn more.
Members of Maine's Judiciary Committee voted unanimously to give the Maine Commission on Indigent Legal Services an additional $6 million. This comes as a reaction to what officials are calling a public defense crisis.
There's a backlog of over 20,000 cases of people waiting to have attorneys to represent them.
MCIL, also known as Mickle, provides attorneys to criminal defendants who could not otherwise afford one. Until recently, the state of Maine had no public defenders and relied solely on hiring private attorneys on a case-by-case basis, with a reimbursement rate of $80 an hour. Many within the court system see the rate as too low, and a reason as to why fewer and fewer private attorneys are willing to take on the work of public defenders.
We all agree that we're at the crisis point. You know, the most recent thing we heard is that there's only 59 attorneys in the state of Maine that are taking these indigent legal criminal defense cases, and so that's just way too few attorneys for the number of cases that we have.
According to the House Chair of the Judiciary Committee, Matt Moonen, the proposed budget would bump the reimbursement rate from $80 an hour to $150, with the hopes that more attorneys will be enticed by the pay increase.
We're looking at what is the reimbursement rate that we understand will bring people either back to the panel to be referred these cases, or will bring new people to the panel.
According to Moonen, the proposed budget still needs to be voted on by the Budget Committee before anything can happen, but he is optimistic that it will pass.
Everything that costs money has to go through the Budget Committee. I don't serve there, so ultimately they have to figure out what they can afford, but I do think everyone understands the urgency of this situation.
In Augusta, Devin Dagnall for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
With the frigid temperatures coming, you'll want to bring your pets inside like dogs and cats. If you've got livestock, the UMaine Cooperative Extension also has some important reminders. The group says animals will still require all the basics and a familiar pattern, including consistent good feed, fresh, clean water, shelter, especially from the cold, dry bedding, good traction in outdoor runs, proper ventilation, and sunlight as well. They say animals may eat more and need more frequent check-ins by people during atypical weather. Be vigilant and look out for atypical behavior, like an animal hanging back, not eating, or looking and acting lethargic. Minimize stressors to the farm environment. Make sure your animal's water is not frozen when they go to drink. Also, younger animals might not have the same body conditioning, so they may require extra bedding and possibly more protection from the cold, like calves or kids and lamb blankets, and as well as earmuffs. Be sure those items stay dry so they can serve their intended purpose. Earmuffs on a cow. I haven't thought about that before, but that seems like it needs to happen. The time is now 6:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the town of Skowhegan is expecting some big changes as millions of dollars of public and private loans are coming their way. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Partly cloudy in the sky today, high of 19 degrees today, dropping again sharply tonight. Those clouds are holding on. The low will be around 3 degrees tonight, so a little bit warmer tonight rather than last night. Tomorrow, though, mostly cloudy, high of 27.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
This week on the People's Court.
I need to figure out which of you is a liar.
I'm a 30-year insurance agent.
So why didn't you say, well, I want to buy insurance?
Hindsight.
Hindsight? That should be foresight.
All this week at 4 on ABC 7.
Maine Senate Republicans are voicing their ideas on how to combat Maine schools' rapidly dropping testing scores. During a press conference, Senate Republicans announced a plan to pursue what they call a competitive education plan. The proposal would allow parents and guardians to choose what school to send their children to, regardless of what town they live in. According to Senator James Libby of Cumberland, allowing families to choose where to send their children would force schools to compete with one another and in turn improve the education system.
We need competition. Schools need competition. Competition creates efficiencies. It fosters innovation. It's something that is part and parcel of our economy, and it just plain works.
Libby stated that the competitive education plan is still in development, and they will work to convince others in the House and Senate. A $500,000 high-speed internet grant is headed to the Passamaquoddy at Pleasant Point. It's part of the tribal broadband connectivity program put forth through the Biden-Harris administration. It will help lower internet costs for more than 240 households. Assistant Secretary of Commerce Alan Davidson says the grant will help those households connect to telehealth, apply for jobs, and access educational opportunities. The town of Skowhegan can expect some big changes on the horizon. A.J. Douglas tells us about the few of the many projects set to take place.
The town of Skowhegan is in the planning stages for numerous advancements as millions of dollars in public and private loans are coming its way.
There's a lot of positive energy in town. There are a lot of people that have been working towards economic efforts in our community for years, and we're definitely seeing everything come to light right now.
The list of scheduled projects includes updates to the Somerset Mill, as well as a brand new factory building at the New Balance facility. Skowhegan Town Manager Christine Ellman says other projects aim to improve critical infrastructure within the community.
We're going to be needing to do some work in housing. That's certainly a struggle, and also child care.
Skowhegan has been approved to build a new elementary school after the district was listed as number 2 on the priority list for new school construction in Maine. The project will cost a projected $75 million, and 96% of the cost will be financed by the state.
First and foremost, our kids don't have great spaces to learn in. We have amazing staff that make do with what they have, and they provide amazing instruction.
MSD 54 will also expand the existing early childhood program available to infants at 6 weeks to 3-year-olds.
Childcare is a big issue everywhere, and it's a particularly big issue here. So it becomes a workforce development issue. It becomes an education issue.
The school district hopes to begin construction by the summer. In Skowhegan, A.J. Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time is now 6:15. After the break, we'll have all the details on the moose permit application process. Plus, we'll hear from Maine's previous CDC Director Dr. Shaw as he plans to move up to a national position. We'll be right back with the details.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Carroll Drug Store, Coastal Auto Parts, Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company, First National Bank, Moosehead Motorsports, and Mount Desert Spring Water.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. The 2023 Maine Moose Permit Lottery application process is now open and ready for applicants. Applications for the lottery will be accepted online only through the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife webpage. To apply, go to mefishwildlife.com and fill out the application, which will ask about which wildlife management districts you are willing to accept a permit in and your preferred hunting season. The deadline to apply is May 15th, with lottery permit drawings taking place in Augusta on June 10th. Maine CDC Director Dr. Nirav Shah is set to take on the second highest role in the U.S. CDC. The majority of his time here was spent on the COVID crisis. Mal Meyer is talking to Dr. Shah about the response, what he would have changed about it, and how he's still trying to reach skeptics.
The pandemic was a difficult time.
It's now been 3 years since the first confirmed COVID case reached the U.S. Since then, at least a quarter of Maine's population has been infected, and more than 2,800 people have died.
COVID is going to be with us. COVID as a respiratory infectious disease, it's not going to go away.
Dr. Shaw was never under the impression it could be contained.
Was there ever a chance of that?
If there were such a chance, it was fairly short-lived.
Never mind.
His focus was on a few key goals: keeping the healthcare system from strain and protecting the most vulnerable.
Here in Maine, as one of the most vaccinated states in the country, well over 90% of people have had at least one dose of a vaccine,
which he says are still very good at preventing severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Looking back, there's one accomplishment that he's most proud of, meeting the need for shots.
About a year and change ago, I started seeing on social media that people were having difficulties accessing boosters.
Teams quickly assembled from across Maine and were able to set up a large-scale vaccine clinic in Augusta in just a few days.
I was worried that we would lose momentum as one of the most vaccinated states in the country if we delayed in opening this facility or if we didn't open it at all.
There are things he wishes he could have done differently about the state's response, like being clearer about changes to recommendations and why they happened.
That's not scientists being wishy-washy and flip-flopping. That's scientists getting better every single day.
Hesitancy still remains a problem. About 20% of Maine's eligible population has not finished their first vaccine series. Do you think that there is still a chance to win some people over to convince them that they do in fact need to get vaccinated?
I think there is, Mel. I mean, we're never going to stop having the conversation.
The time now is 6:20. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Century 21 Queen City Real Estate, servicing the area for over 70 years. Experience matters. Alrighty, here we go. As we get things rolling out there, we have some advisories in effect. This right here is a wind chill watch that's in effect until 7 p.m. on Saturday. Note that date right there today, obviously being Wednesday, and a gale watch in effect until 6 a.m. Saturday. We're going to be watching for strong winds that will be moving in with dangerously cold wind chills and just cold temperatures in general. And of course, some strong winds that will stir up the ocean as well. Of course, with the cooler temperatures in mind, look at this, especially as we head towards Friday and a Saturday morning. Possible air temperatures. These are the air temperatures possible of around 26 to 30 below in a few spots, and that could reach close to Bangor as well and a few other areas by early Saturday morning. And then you factor in the wind, and we're running for the same forecast period. These are the forecasted wind chills, just brutal air that will be moving in. Clayton Lake, this is outrageous, but possible. 60 below wind chills possible for those areas. Other spots at around 40 to 50 below. So this will be very dangerous wind and air that we'll be dealing with early Saturday morning, Friday night into Saturday morning. So if you're able to stay in, definitely do so. If you do have to head out, just bundle up and please limit those times outdoors. This will be dangerous air that we'll be dealing with. But 28 degrees will be our average high for this time of the year. We'll be at 19 degrees today, above zero. 20s Thursday and Friday. There's Saturday will be 3 below for the high temperature after a Friday night and a Saturday morning. Low temperatures of around 23 below. But notice we warm up quickly, thankfully. This cold snap, very short-lived at around with the 20s and 30s. Making a return starting Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday. For now, we're pretty quiet out there. Just a few passing clouds across the region. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky for us today. We have a system passing by toward the south at this point. We have another one off for the north and west. So once we get another system that'll begin to pass through, that'll give us the opportunity for these temperatures to really cool off. Hence why the wind chill watches are in effect. So futurecast moving forward, increasing clouds in a few spots. In general, will be partly cloudy out there today with a few clouds again later on tonight. But more clouds on the way as we head towards your Thursday with a system that will be passing through, but nothing too crazy on the way anytime soon. Thursday night, though, maybe a slight chance for some snow showers, especially as we head towards Friday morning. We have 9 inches of snow on the ground in Bangor right now, 26 inches in Caribou. The thicker snow adding to the cooler temperatures that's taking place in the northern ends of the state this morning. Wave heights are not as bad yet at around 2 to 5 feet according to some of the buoys. These will be increasing, especially with the strong winds moving in later on. Forecast for today, partly cloudy, high at around 19 degrees and a southwest breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 3 degrees, partly cloudy again, southwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, 27 degrees, mostly cloudy and warmer, a southwest wind at about 5 up to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Century 21 Queen City Real Estate. Partly cloudy by Friday. Notice a high of 25 degrees. That'll be hit early in the day at about 1 in the morning, actually, as we'll be cooling off throughout the day on Friday, eventually to 23 below, so hence the shivering snowman there. Lots of sunshine Saturday. 3 below for the high temperature, but then we get a lot better by Sunday. Snow showers move in, highs in the mid-30s.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere, and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, can I borrow these socks?
People today. They could spend half their lives over 50, but it's gonna take some planning.
What can you do for me?
Make sure your money lives as long as you do. The younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyou.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts, Comfort Shoes and more, Maine Collision Center, The Farmer's Table, Tossie's Checkout and Convenience Store, and Urban Air Adventures.
Starting this Thursday, Robin Roberts is taking you on a live adventure to New Zealand.
We're showing you all New Zealand has to offer, because after all, this is glacier country.
The adventure starts Thursday morning.
Live from New Zealand. Good morning, America.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
President Biden has proclaimed January 2023 as National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Millions of people worldwide are being pushed into forced labor or the sex trade against their will, generating at least $150 billion a year. A lot of this activity taking place right here in the U.S. Fox's Eric Shawn tells us how this can happen and what's being done to stop it.
Narco slaves are being forced to work at gunpoint, sometime until the point of death. Children as young as 13 are working graveyard shifts in slaughterhouses, and little girls are sold into forced sex that they endure day after day after day, just to pay the drug cartels.
One of the heartbreaking tolls of the migrant crisis is human trafficking for labor or commercial sex work. The feds say trafficking has been an illegal booming business for the Mexican-based cartels that ship their human cargo across the border, but it also happens across the country. Teresa Flores is a human trafficking survivor turned activist.
I was initially raped and drugged, and then they took pictures of this, and they blackmailed me for 2 years to try and earn them back while they earned a lot of money.
ICE says arrests for human trafficking jumped from 1,746 in fiscal year 2020 to 2,360 in fiscal year 2021. But the cases seem far greater than that. The Biden administration has authorized $14 million to help combat trafficking. The nonprofit activist group 3 Strands Global Foundation runs trafficking awareness classes in Texas.
Vulnerability is what makes individuals at risk. And so someone who may be experiencing poverty, homelessness, someone who has been abused, whether domestic violence or sexually, someone who's been involved in our child welfare system. Those vulnerabilities are what traffickers prey upon.
3 Strands Global hopes to help break the cycle of trafficking, but observers note as long as the problems at the border continue, so too will the exploitation. In New York, Eric Shawn, Fox News.
Later today, the family of Tyree Nichols will lay him to rest. The 29-year-old's death shocking the nation after the release of video showing several Memphis police officers violently beating him during a traffic stop. Now, 5 former officers are facing second-degree murder charges, and this morning we're learning about 2 of those fired officers. ABC's Justin Finch with those details from Memphis.
This morning, Tyree Nichols' family heartbroken as they prepare to say their final goodbyes.
I really hate that, like I wasn't here, but like for real.
Jamal Dupree wishing he was there the night Memphis police pulled over his brother Tyree. Nichols' family vowing to get justice.
We got a long fight ahead of us.
That's right.
And we got to stay strong for it. So, justice for Tyree.
Justice for Tyree!
ABC News obtained the initial police incident report contradicting what was caught on video. The police report omits officers kicking and punching Nichols, though it's seen on several cameras, saying only one officer deployed his baton while giving verbal commands to stop resisting, striking him several times in the right arm. The report later claiming officers were able to take Nichols into custody after several verbal commands. But the body cam video shows Nichols injured and slumped on a car as officers stand by. 24 minutes passing before aid is rendered. Nichols died 3 days later. And new details from the files of 2 officers accused in Nichols' murder. Desmond Mills Jr. and Demetrius Haley both received written reprimands for failing to file required paperwork after making arrests where force was used. They're among the 5 Memphis police officers and 3 Memphis Fire Department personnel fired over Nichols' death. 4 other law enforcement officers were placed on leave pending investigation. And among those attending today's service, Vice President Kamala Harris. The city of Memphis also announcing more audio and video from Nichols' arrest could be released in coming weeks as officials carry out criminal and administrative investigations.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll hear what changes have enabled the local company to be able to produce 1 million pounds of their specialty product. This and more when we return.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
Having a hard time finding that perfect gift? No worries. From now until February 14th, Quality Jewelers is offering one-stop shopping for all your Valentine's Day needs. Every purchase will come with a bonus gift. And our gift package makes shopping this Valentine's Day easy. You'll get chocolates, a stuffed animal, and a Valentine's Day card to fill out. If you're looking for the easiest way to really impress that special someone, look no further than Quality Jewelers. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Body Graphics Tattoo and Piercing Studio, Coastal Auto Parts, Electrify Maine, Loring Job Corps, Overhead Door Company of Bangor, and Rack Attack Basketball.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow. The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is February 1st, 2023. The sun will rise today at 6:54 a.m. and set at 4:43 p.m. Comparing these times to a month ago, on January 1st, we've gained about an hour of daylight, so that's good news I thought everybody could use. And today is National G.I. Joe Day, celebrating the action figures made by Hasbro and loved by kids since 1964. The models of the toy have been evolving ever since. On this day in history, in 1965, Martin Luther King Jr. and 700 demonstrators were arrested in Selma, Alabama for their demonstrations. In 1972, the first scientific handheld calculator was introduced, at the time costing $395. And in 1997, future Hockey Hall of Fame defenseman Ray Bourque scores a goal and an assist, to become the Bruins' all-time scoring leader with over 1,300 points in an 18-year NHL career. For birthdays, today we have pop star Harry Styles, who's 29. Singer Jason Isbell is 44, one of my brother's favorites. And one of my favorites, Antoine Andre Patton, also known as Big Boy and a member of the hip-hop duo Outkast, is 48. All right, time to switch gears now and send it over to Devin Biggs again. He's going to be warning us of the really dangerous, as you probably heard, cold temperatures we'll be experiencing this weekend. So we'll send it over to Devin.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Century 21 Queen City Real Estate, serving the area for over 70 years. Experience matters. Alrighty, here we go this morning. So low temperatures have been rather chilly out there. We've had some spots hitting close to zero, if not below zero, especially further off towards the north. And we have some dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills that will be on the way as we head towards Friday night and even into Saturday. Because of that, we do have wind chill watches in effect until 7 p.m. for your Saturday. Gale watches in effect along the coast until Saturday morning as well. Both of these as a result of the wind, but it feels like temperature with the wind chill watch could hit 60 to 50 below in a few areas, especially as we head towards Friday night and parts of Saturday morning. For now, we're pretty quiet out there and still comfortable out there at this point, at least whatever comfortableness we can get with the cooler temperatures out there. But otherwise, we have a few clouds that have been passing through. And really the bigger pictures, though, will show a few passing clouds. But otherwise, a lot of sunshine with a lot of the action that's currently passing by toward our south at this point. So we'll stay dry out there today with a few passing clouds, and that'll be about it. Futurecast for today showing those clouds from time to time. Will be partly cloudy today with a few clouds again tonight, and more clouds on the way for the daytime tomorrow. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few clouds during the afternoon. Temperatures close to 20 degrees. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Pineland Farms is seeing success in more areas than one. The Bangor company produced over 1 million pounds of cheese in 2022 and over 10 million pounds of its dairy blends, which are used in items like mashed potatoes. Our Jody Hersey visited the manufacturer to see its operation in action.
Pineland Farms is known for its cheese, cheddar, feta, Swiss. The company makes them all and so much more.
But we're very diversified. There isn't anything that we can't adjust or make for the public, food service, consumer. We were experimenting with cream cheese a couple weeks ago, sour cream.
One of the company's lesser-known specialties is its fluid production. Pineland Farms uses milk from Maine farmers, then processes and standardizes the various dairy blends for other companies to use in their own recipes.
Consumers in general, you won't see our fluid products in the grocery store. So we'll partner with other food manufacturers like Pineland Farms Potato Company up in Mars Hill. You'll find us in soup products. You'll find us in ice creams, frozen yogurt. So we have a full range of products on the fluid side that we're producing.
According to the Director of Sales, Jim Lesser, Pineland's fluid production has increased significantly since it began in 2019. Going from 300,000 pounds to close to 11 million pounds in 2022. Lesser says with the company's current workforce, Pineland Farms is projected to produce 20 million pounds this coming year.
It's great to know when we're doubling our capacities on the fluid side. The employees take a lot of pride in recognizing that, and we also do. It's great news.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey For ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And when we return, Tyler Cruz will have your sports updates. We'll be right back.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Gilman Electrical Supply, Hometown Health Center, Howard Insurance, Irish Collision Center, Leona Mays Antique and Gift Shop, and R&R Auto Body.
Until recently, you were living with your mom.
A son's eviction creates a scene.
She was trying to kick me out of the house, and she was trying to act like she was going to call the cops. I went and dialed 911, and on accident must have called them.
Then, pure drama from Mama.
She grabs the phone out of my hand and tells the dispatcher, my son, he won't get out of my house. He put his hands on me.
She's theatrical.
A little.
Next, Judge Judy.
Wednesday at 5, only on ABC 7.
This week on Wheel. This man used to play Wheel of Fortune in his bathtub. How does that work?
When I was little.
Hear Liam's embarrassing explanation.
Oh!
Plus, how about Wheel of Fortune? You're pretty good at that?
I'm good at everything, baby.
You call me baby. And
so I got 14 in my bedroom. I got a 15-foot next to my bed.
What strange secret has Pat stunned silent?
I'm a weirdo, Pat.
It certainly saves me the trouble of saying it.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the diamond. After another NAC championship last spring, Husson softball is back at it with mostly the whole crew returning, and they are looking to do it again. Ryan Sudol has the story.
Husson softball won a conference title last year, and with much of the core returning from that team, the Eagles see themselves soaring past their competition once again.
I think just the overall experience that we all have just gives us a boost, and we'll be able to show the underclassmen kind of how things go and just rolling from there.
Among the returners for the Eagles is NAC Pitcher of the Year McKenna Smith. The senior had a .73 ERA last year with 246 strikeouts.
She's just a fireball. She knows how to throw the ball really well. Everybody on the team makes each other better. So when she's throwing live to us, she not only makes us better, but we make her better.
This year's pitching staff is young, though, but Smith says that their ability to take constructive criticism and learn is helping them develop quickly.
They just have a really good mentality, and they are looking to learn every day. I guess that gives me a lot of confidence in knowing that when they're in and they're working, that they're doing it the correct way.
On the batting side, the Eagles bring back 3 of their top 4 hitters, including NAC Player of the Year Kenzie Dorr, who led the team in homers, RBIs, and batting average.
I think she just really brings the intensity, and she always knows when to produce, when she needs to produce.
I really just try to focus on my contact and just honestly having fun in the box and knowing what I can do.
With success comes investment, and that comes in the form of a new hitting pavilion for the Eagles, giving a boost to a team that already has so much momentum behind it.
I'm excited. I'm ready for the cages to go in and the turf to be down so that we can use it all the time.
This gives us more space, and it's right here instead of having to worry about going to other facilities.
And as for if they think they can run it back as conference champions...
Yes, and to go farther than that, so...
Oh, yeah.
In Bangor, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Ryan, looking forward to see what they can do this spring. Certainly a fun team to watch last year. Let's head up to Orono now, and we will hit the ice, more appropriate for January. Maine men's hockey is riding high right now, coming off of a home sweep over 17th-ranked Providence. The Black Bears took a close 3-2 victory on Friday night, netting the game winner with just over 5 minutes left on the clock. And then on Saturday, they shut the Friars out. Despite 52 shots on goal from Providence, Maine took a 3-0 victory. Now, it's not their first win over a ranked team this season. Black Bears have shown they can play with the best of Hockey East, but it is their first sweep over a ranked team. And as they welcome third-ranked BU this Friday, they're just trying to build on that PC performance, keep improving each week.
We try to build a little bit every day, and we've had some, since break we've had some real stinkers. We've had, some good efforts. Hopefully with 8-10 games left, whatever it is, we need to be trying to play our best hockey at the end of the year. And, in order to do that, we have to get a little bit better every day. We did that last weekend, and we're going to have to be even better on Friday night and as well as Sunday.
All right, looking forward to see what they can do this weekend. Let's hit the high school front now. We will go to the hardwood. Some basketball action. We'll start down in Pittsfield. Huskies, MCI, hosting the Black Raiders of Winslow over in Pittsfield. Winslow looking for their 11th straight win. First quarter, MCI is going to start the scoring off. Braden Fitz over to Braden Kennedy. He pulls up for the J and knocks it down. Later, off an MCI miss, Winslow's Andrew Poulin. He gets the rebound. He goes coast to coast. Count it, and one. Raiders take the lead. In the second now, Huskies trying to pull back in it. Great ball movement leads to Fitz getting this one to go off the back iron and in, but the Raiders would be too much. Here's Brendan Rodriguez finding the captain, Jason Reynolds, at the top of the key, and he swishes that one home. Black Raiders go on to win this one 54-36. All right, let's move on to some Class D boys now. Deer Isle Stonington visiting Bangor Christian in VZ. Mariners trying to pick up the road win over the Patriots. We'll start in the first quarter. Patriots on the move. Conrad Straubel to Ryan Libby. He drains the triple right out of the gate. Mariners now. Great move here from Braden Martin. He's going to finish smoothly with the left for two. On the other end, it's Isaiah Jackson off the steal. He's going to finish the job himself on the fast break. Gets the layup to go off the glass. Mariners fighting to stay in it, though. Great pass here from Gavin Eaton to the cutting Isaiah Hatch. He gets the job done, but the Patriots were just too much. Great pass here from Straubel to Jason Libby. He's in for two. Bangor Christian wins 58-17. All right, for some other scores now. Brewer over Camden Hills, 72-40. Senior night for the Witches. In some girls basketball, Gardner over Coney, 68-62. That game going to overtime. 67-44. Ellsworth over Herman in some boys basketball. Then Bucksport beat MDI, 58-54 over on the island. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
When Mainly Mercantile wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Mainly Mercantile is a venue of small businesses. We are a diverse group offering upcycled furniture and home decor, vintage items, jewelry, DIY creative products, made in Maine items, and souvenirs.
Johnny freaking Knox, why you sitting around the camp? Sun is shining, birds are chirping, put down them fiddleheads and let's get over to A&G shooting. They got pistols, rifles, all kinds of boomsticks. They even got some flamethrowers for them brown-tail moths. While you're at it, flip over them couch cushions and grab yourself some quarters for that wicked cool arcade. They're located right off the highway in Fairfield, right on Redneck Row, right between the truck stop and that big green tractor place. Easy in, easy out, slicker than owl crap through a funnel. So get over to A&G and tell them Bub sent ya.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
Every night is pizza night at Dragonfire Pizza. From wings, salads, and sides to our specialty wood-fired pizzas. You'll find everything you need to satisfy any craving by the slice or by the pie. A little slice of heaven is waiting for you at Dragonfire Pizza, Mill Mall, Ellsworth.
Boeing bids farewell to its iconic 747 jumbo jet on Tuesday. The company delivering its final 747 jet with thousands of employees who worked on the planes for the past 5 decades. Looking on, the 747 has been pushed to the wayside for over a decade now, as more profitable and fuel-efficient planes have been employed. The final plane is the 1,574th built by Boeing in Puget Sound region of Washington State. The plane first took flight in 1969 and has been used as a cargo plane, commercial aircraft, and an Air Force One plane, among other significant roles. An ice storm has been crippling travel across the south on Tuesday. Further north around here, people are bracing for the coldest temperatures in several years. Fox's weather correspondent Will Nunley has more.
Don't get out on the road. Go out in the yard and make ice angels.
An ice storm leaving behind dangerous road conditions across the south and central U.S. on Tuesday. From Oklahoma to Texas, rain and snow fell onto roads, creating a sheet of ice on major highways. Here in Tennessee, a multi-vehicle accident in Memphis sent several people to the hospital, while in Austin, Texas, first responders raced to numerous crashes. State officials are urging people to stay off the roads with icy conditions expected through the morning commute on Wednesday.
The times we almost wrecked, it was either coming down a hill or coming to a stop, and there was zero traction, so the truck would just keep sliding, meaning if we didn't stop in time, we're going into the intersection hitting someone else.
Forecasters say this storm is part of an Arctic blast that's bringing below average temperatures to much of the country. The conditions force the cancellation of hundreds of flights and closed schools and businesses. Through Wednesday, ice remains the biggest threat, with several states bracing for a quarter-inch or higher. In Texas, all of this precipitation knocked out power to thousands of people.
The Public Utilities Commission expects to see some local outages as a result of icing of electric infrastructure and power lines. The power grid is functioning just fine as we speak.
Later this week, forecasters expect this same storm to plummet temperatures in the Northeast. We'll be tracking that for you as well. In Marion, Arkansas, Will Nunley, Fox Weather.
And on that note, let's hear from meteorologist Evan Biggs once more.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Century 21 Queen City Real Estate, servicing the area for over 70 years. Experience matters. Alrighty, here we go. As we get things rolling out there, we have some advisories in effect. This right here is a wind chill watch that's in effect until 7 p.m. on Saturday. Note that date right there today, obviously being Wednesday, and a gale watch in effect until 6 a.m. Saturday. We're going to be watching for strong winds that will be moving in with dangerously cold wind chills and just cold temperatures in general. And of course, some strong winds that will stir up the ocean as well. Of course, with the cooler temperatures in mind, look at this, especially as we head towards Friday and a Saturday morning. Possible air temperatures, these are the air temperatures possible of around 26 to 30 below in a few spots, and that could reach close to Bangor as well and a few other areas by early Saturday morning. And then you factor in the wind, and we running for the same forecast period. These are the forecasted wind chills, just brutal air that will be moving in. Clayton Lake, this is outrageous, but possible. 60 below wind chills possible for those areas. Other spots at around 40 to 50 below. So this will be very dangerous wind and air that we'll be dealing with early Saturday morning, Friday night into Saturday morning. So if you're able to stay in, definitely do so. If you do have to head out, just bundle up and please limit those times outdoors. This will be dangerous air that we'll be dealing with. But 28 degrees will be our average high for this time of the year. We'll be at 19 degrees today, above zero. 20s Thursday and Friday. There's Saturday will be 3 below for the high temperature after a Friday night and a Saturday morning low temperatures of around 23 below. But notice we warm up quickly, thankfully. This cold snap, very short-lived at around with the 20s and 30s, making a return starting Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday. For now, we're pretty quiet out there. Just a few passing clouds across the region. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky for us today. We have a system passing by toward the south at this point. We have another one off for the north and west. So once we get another system that'll begin to pass through, that'll give us the opportunity for these temperatures to really cool off. Hence why the wind chill watches are in effect. So futurecast moving forward, increasing clouds in a few spots. In general, will be partly cloudy out there today with a few clouds again later on tonight. But more clouds on the way as we head towards your Thursday with a system that will be passing through. But nothing too crazy on the way anytime soon. Thursday night, though, maybe a slight chance for some snow showers, especially as we head towards Friday morning. We have 9 inches of snow on the ground in Bangor right now, 26 inches in Caribou. The thicker snow adding to the cooler temperatures that's taking place in the northern ends of the state this morning. Wave heights are not as bad yet at around 2 to 5 feet according to some of the buoys. These will be increasing, especially with the strong winds moving in later on. Forecast for today, partly cloudy, high at around 19 degrees, and a southwest breeze at about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 3 degrees, partly cloudy again, southwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, 27 degrees, mostly cloudy and warmer, a southwest wind at about 5 up to 15 miles per hour in a few spots. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Century 21 Queen City Real Estate. Partly cloudy by Friday. Notice a high of 25 degrees. That'll be hit early in the day at about 1 in the morning, actually, as we'll be cooling off throughout the day on Friday, eventually to 23 below, so hence the shivering snowman there. Lots of sunshine Saturday, 3 below for the high temperature, but then we get a lot better by Sunday. Snow showers move in, highs in the mid-30s.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Guilford Hardware, Kimball Insurance LLC, Loring Job Corps, McCusick Petroleum Company, Prouty Auto Body, and Rowell's Garage and Car Wash.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
What are you gonna put me on?
The deadbeat.
Oh my God, you're putting me on obituaries? Don't you come any closer, I will kill you.
I'm already dead. Fun fact, you're the only one that can see me.
No!
Yep.
No!
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Americans are gearing up for one of the nation's most celebrated holidays, which is Groundhog Day, which is tomorrow. Every year on February 2nd, eyes across the country turn to the tiny town of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, as the town's most beloved celebrity, a groundhog known as Punxsutawney Phil, gives his prediction for the end of winter. David Drake, a professor and extension wildlife specialist at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, discusses how the tradition began in the U.S.
Groundhog Day started in the United States with the immigration of German citizens to Pennsylvania, Dutch land, and they brought the tradition with them. In Germany and other parts of Europe, they used animals such as badgers and hedgehogs, but those animals did not exist in Pennsylvania, so they found an animal that was common in Pennsylvania. That was the groundhog, and as the groundhog emerged from its den, they then transferred that tradition using the groundhog. So if the groundhog emerged from its den and saw its shadow, we had 6 more weeks of winter. And if it does not see a shadow, then obviously winter's supposed to end early.
20 to 30,000 people are expected to be in the town of 6,000 residents for the event, which takes place tomorrow. That's all for this hour. Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That's next on Fox 22. Have a great day.
I don't often sit down, but when I do, I prefer a flex steel recliner.
The world's most fascinating Furniture Man recliners have been used by dignitaries to sit and discuss world issues. But he'll tell you that the most important people that use them are people like you and I. We have much more important issues, like being comfortable for the big game. Before you buy a recliner, check Dorsey's quality and price. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holden, open 7 days a week until 5 p.m.
Be comfortable, my friends.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts, Comfort Shoes and more, Gilman Electrical Supply, Huff Power Sports, Quang Lee Restaurant, and R&K Variety.
Did you know that cervical cancer can be prevented